One of the things that really sucks with this keyboard is not being able to back up your songs to like a flash drive like some of the better models than the 235. So in this video I've come up with sort of a workaround way of being able to do that. So let me show you first off. Let me get a clean... Okay, there's nothing recorded, everything's empty. I'm going to record a quick song on user 1. I'm just going to go... Okay, that's it. Just for demo purposes, that's good enough. And then for the fun of it, I'll put another song on track on user 2. I'll put another song. Okay. Now, let's say you filled up. You've got 5 user tracks totally filled, and you want to record another song. And you've got stuff on here that's really, really great. You wish you could just back it up and record more. Well, here's sort of a workaround way to do that. So we're going to jump to a screen capture real quick to show you the next step of what we're doing. Alright, so we'll come over here to the computer and we'll launch the MusicSoft downloader software again. Man, you can hear the difference in my voice between the camera and the computer mic here. So we'll go to Transfer. And we'll go to the keyboard. Now, the flash memory, that's where we put like our songs. The other one I had put the Never Ending Story song there. This time, go to your system drive and you see this file, BUP. I'm going to assume it's for backup. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this file, we're going to move it here temporarily. Now, when you say move a file into this area, it's just kind of hovering in space. It just kind of is there. It's not on any kind of drive, so don't ever leave anything chilling there. So we say move that file. So it's going to move that file off of the system drive of the keyboard and put it in this little holding pattern here for a second. Okay, and now that song is just, or that backup file is sitting here. Now it's weird. This file is a Yamaha proprietary file. It's a backup information of all your songs. It cannot, as far as I can tell, be converted into anything that you could use on the computer. You can't break it down into the song files themselves or like MIDI files out of it. It's just kind of read only by the Yamaha keyboard. And I'm interested if somebody else has another Yamaha keyboard and maybe also has this one. I'm very curious if these files are interchangeable between different Yamaha instruments. Could you download this file off of the 235 and then upload it onto another Yamaha keyboard, and would it play? I'm curious. I don't know the info on that, so if anyone does, put a comment. I'm very curious on that one. So anyway, we've got the file off of the keyboard and it's now chilling here. And you've got to be very organized with this because the computer inside the Yamaha keyboard is very primitive. It's only going to look for this specific file. So in other words, if we have multiple backups, they're all going to have the same file name. It's going to get very confusing very fast. So the easiest way to do it is to create a new folder every time you have a backup. In other words, create a folder for your backups and then create subfolders. So we'll call this one, I don't know, pudding. And we'll put it in this folder. Do you wish to transmit it? Now that was directly on the computer, hovering in this world onto my computer, so that took instantaneous. No time there. So we've got that one chilling there. Now let's go back to the keyboard for a second and continue this process. Alright, literally I just walked over from my computer over here. Now if I go here, those songs are still here. Okay. Now I can let's delete 2, clear it out, and let's delete 1, clear it out. Oh, wrong button. That. Yes, I'm sure, for the love of God. So let's now record on number 1 again, different sound altogether, and we'll go like this. Good enough. Just making a point on this. So say we fill this whole thing up again. We got more backup stuff. We like it. Now we've deleted everything else. All we have is that one now. Let's go back over to the computer. So we come in here again to the system drive, and like I said, same file name. It's only going to look for that same file name. If you try to import, well, I'll show you in a second. It just doesn't like it. Let's move that out into our little outer space holding pattern up here. It's going to take a moment. Okay, that's chilling there. Let's go back to the backup folder I created, keyboard backup. Now, here's the thing. Same file name. If I was to just hit move, it would overwrite that and I would lose the old one. So this is where you got to be real precise on what you're doing. New folder. We'll call this one, I don't know. And we'll open that and we'll put this file in there. Okay? See, it can get real confusing real quick when you're dealing with everything having the exact same file name. And if you try, say I bring this up and I go in the pudding one and I make a copy of it, and I do so much as all I do is change that to a 5. Oops. Okay? So it's just a duplicate. All I did was change that to a 5. If I come in here and I say load that one with a 5 and send that one with the 5 back to the keyboard, it says new, because it literally is going to look for that, only that original file name. So you can't do it. You can't rename them. So we'll delete that. Nobody needs that one. And we'll delete it off the computer because it was just test. Okay, now we'll bring in the other one. And we'll put that one back to the computer. Do you want to transmit? Yes. Do you want to overwrite? So you can't have more than one. So basically you have to imagine this is like all your user tracks together in a file, and you can only import and have one of them on the keyboard at the same time. So now I'm importing the original one where I had the two little quick recordings on there. I'm importing that back to the keyboard after we've backed up the other one to a different folder. It's kind of confusing. I hope you're sticking with me because I'm trying to make it understandable, but it's a little confusing doing this. Alright, so now we put that one back onto the keyboard, and let's switch to the keyboard view now. Okay, so remember the last thing I recorded on here was that whatever I did. Now I took that file off and I put the first one back on. So now my two user tracks are back, and I have so basically you've got your 5 user tracks. You can export those to the computer, but it has to remain that same file name, so you got to keep them kind of separated on their different folders so you keep yourself, organized, and you can only have one of those files in this keyboard at the same time. So at any point, if you go and you upload one of those, a saved one, a backed up one from your computer to your keyboard, you're going to overwrite whatever's on this. So you got to make sure you've already backed it up, or you don't care that you're overwriting it, because it's a one file thing. If you put something, if I record a whole bunch of stuff on this and I say, okay, let me reload that pudding one back onto here, well, I've just erased everything and the pudding one has taken over. So I hope that made sense. I hope I explained it well in the idea that you can have a sort of backup with this thing, sort of a workaround. It's clunky, it's not the best way to do it. It would be great if you had a flash drive port like some of the other ones, just save as right to the flash drive, but we can't. So this is a little workaround that can allow you to back stuff up, but you got to be real organized with how you do it, because one wrong move and you're overwriting the wrong thing. Hope that helped in some way.